Hello, thank you for joining me on Dishing with me, Heather D. And this week here in Michigan, it is quite cold. And even though it is spring, we still having some nice chilly nights where we're in the 40s and 50s, and sometimes dipping into the 30s. So, what would be one of the best things to make? Chili. And this is not any chili. This is going to be Tex-Mex Venison chili. So see how I get this put together. I bet you your family will enjoy. Okay, so we're going to start out with our seasonings. This is just a quick show of the seasonings that I use for my chili. You can use the prepackaged seasoning of chili powder if you like. I'm using beef chorizo and of course some ground venison. You don't have to use the ground venison. You can use ground beef or turkey or chicken, or you can make it vegetarian. I'm using all of these ingredients. The salsa and the pico de gallo come from the deli, or you can get it from your produce section. I'm using my red beans and I'm using black beans and of course some chili corn, and I also have some chili sauce and some liquid hickory smoke. These are going to give a really good flavor, and of course a little smoked paprika. I'm going to start out with a half a pack of the beef chorizo. Now if you can't find beef chorizo, you can just use your regular chorizo, or you can use ground turkey, ground chicken. Like I said, you can use whatever protein. This is just a quick fix of chili, and I kind of wanted a nice little Spanish feel to this. I'm only going to use a half a packet of the frozen vegetables that you see, the bell peppers and onions, and it has like a little bit of Italian or a parsley mix that comes with the frozen vegetables. And once I put that inside of a pot, you don't want to add oil because the chorizo is already pretty oily and it has a nice natural spice. I let it cook down some, and I let that cover and let it cook for about a good 5 to 7 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my ground venison to this. And this is going to get broke up with a spoon, and I'm going to also let this simmer on a low temperature for about a good 10 to 15 minutes because I want to make sure that that venison is cooked all the way through, as you will see in this next clip. I'm going to cover this up, and when I come back to it after a few minutes, you will see that the meat has already fully cooked all the way through, just like this. Once you see your meat like this, now is the perfect time to start adding your other ingredients to this recipe. We're going to start adding our pico de gallo. Now, this is a hot pico de gallo because I wanted my chili to have a little spice kick to it. So it has jalapenos already in it. I didn't want to use the whole thing because my son does not like a lot of spicy stuff. So you can use the mild pico de gallo if you can find it in your deli section or in your produce section. And I'm going to use the full container of this homemade salsa. Not my homemade, but this is the mild salsa that you get from your produce section, and it will be over there by your already pre-chopped, your onions, your garlic. You might have your pre-chopped fruits and vegetables in those containers, kind of in that little section of Walmart or whatever grocery store that you shop at. Once you add your whole container, this is just adding some little freshness. I'm adding some of this chili sauce to it. I'm adding probably about a good half to 1 cup of the chili sauce. Not too much, but this is going to give it some really good thick depth of flavor, and it's going to add some good texture to your chili as well. I'm also going to add a little bit, just about a half a cap, which is probably about a half a teaspoon of liquid hickory smoke. This is going to give your chili that nice smoky flavor. Very delicious, Very good for your soups, depending on what you're making. Very good for your meats. And of course, I'm going to add my combination of seasoning spices. The ingredients will be listed in the description box below, so stay tuned afterwards and make sure you get that. I'm going to go ahead too and add my 2 types of beans and my corn. Once you pretty much add all your other ingredients after your meat is fully cooked, once you give this a good stir, this is the perfect time to go ahead and let this simmer on a low temperature for about a good 20 to 25 minutes. And your chili will be done. I'm going to give you a close-up to see how it looks. See how it's starting to come together already? And this is before the simmering and allowing all of those ingredients to just come together. We're going to let this slow cook covered for about good 20 to 25 minutes. And this is how your chili looks after it is completely done. You can see all of the vegetables have cooked down, your tomatoes, and you didn't do any chopping. Now, if you want to do the chopping, I have nothing against that. But this is just perfect when you don't have time. You grab that pico de gallo, you grab you some of that salsa that's already made in your produce section of your grocery store or in the deli, wherever you can find it, and you're ready to go. Now, since I am the cook and everything was already done, I had to go ahead and sample this. Adding some sour cream and of course some cheese. Now to give you my review. Well, the chili is done and I'm ready to take a taste. And of course, you can eat chili with anything you like. You can have it with cornbread, you can have it with crackers, you can even have it on top of your hot dog, or even if you just like a bowl of it like I'm having it now. And of course, I got some of these minis. And yep, I'm going to pour it on top. Not quite the typical way to eat it, but you know what? Who cares? Now to take a taste. Now this chili does have a little spice kick, so that sour cream is going to help cool this down all the way. It's spicy and it has some heat from me just taking it out the pot. All that delicious smoky flavor, especially with that liquid hickory smoke. Perfect. Nice way to stay warm during this chilly week. Chili during a chilly week. Venison chili, Tex-Mex venison chili at that. So if you like this video, please click like, share, and subscribe. Something simple and it's quick and easy. If you use the recipe, it will be in the description box below. Let me know how you like it. If you ever tried this method versus cutting up all the tomatoes, this is very simple. Use a little pico de gallo, have you some salsa. You can either use the jarred taco salsa or whichever. I got mine from the deli and it works just as good for a quick fill in the gap. I'm about to finish this off. Like I said, click like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. And you all have a great evening and God bless.